Hello, everyone, and welcome. We have for you here an episode of Scraps of Memories. I believe this is episode 4. With me today, we have the victorious champions of the previous tag team tournament, Xanxus and Zexxus.
What's up, everybody?
Going on.
So, I guess first off, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves? Maybe who used to play it, what tags you used to play under before the re-release, how long you played together?
Uh, I found out about the game first through the magazine. I guess it was Xbox magazine at the time, and I thought originally it was supposed to be an RPG because I remember exactly why I wanted this game. It was because I was expecting, I wanted an RPG out of Xbox, so I thought this was it, and it was the complete opposite. And so yeah, Xanxus found out about it once he visited my house and saw the gameplay. My gamer tag was Donuts at the time with a Z, and his was, you could tell them, I guess.
Yours was actually, wasn't it Daniel's?
Yeah, it was like a misspell there, but it was my first time making the gamer tag. I was just hyped to play, just in a big rush to get online. And Stranger Meteor was Zexus's original gamer tag.
Yeah.
Xanxus,
So
sorry.
one thing to mention also is that that was probably the gamer tag that I played with the most because me and Zexus also did make a few different changes to gamer tag. So we were always playing, but um, we would always end up switching gamer tags every so often. So we were really always changing constantly.
If I remember
I
correctly, you
actually
used to
stayed.
play under JR Smoke for a while, correct?
That was me, yes, Zexus. I actually changed it from the Donuts one to that name, so it was the same account. I just paid to change it, and this is actually the same account as well since then.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
so, what kind of created the names? Obviously, the combos Xanxus and Zexus. Where did those come from?
So the original one, because I my name actually, weirdly enough, my wife thinks it's weird also. My name originally, when I started playing Phantom Dust here for the remake, was actually Reborn Xanxus 341 was my actual full gamer tag was Reborn Xanxus 341. So um, I decided to change my name to Xanxus just to make it short and simple instead of having everybody read it out completely. Um, Once I did, I actually started telling Zexus that he should change his. He came with a default one. What was the name of it originally?
It was that power dude. It was actually my son's account. Like he still uses my account, so he changed the gamer tag to that. And so I let him, I just said, go ahead, change it to whatever you want. So he was using my account for a while before the remake of Phantom Dust, and then I had to change it once Phantom Dust came out.
Yeah. So I had
So
no
it
idea
was,
he was changing the arsenal at all. He just came into my lobby one day and there it was Zexus somehow.
yeah, I
So
made it up. I said, let me just bring up a name, make up a name that sounds kind of similar, just so it could look cool. And I thought of that, and it matched pretty well.
And so, Xanxus, is that like from a show or an anime or another game?
it is. It's from an anime, a really old anime called Reborn Hitman. Insanely old show. That was one of the villains in the actual show, so that name stuck by me. So that one does originally from somewhere. So
Okay, so are you the villain of Phantom Dust then?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it because the guy's a villain in the beginning and ends up turning into a hero in the ending. So
Okay,
it's
so
kind of
the
both
hero
ways.
becomes the villain, the kind of
Yeah.
anti-hero going on. And so I know most people know this who are watching, but you guys are cousins, right?
yes,
Correct.
Okay, and
we grew
so
up with
have
each
you always
other.
lived near each other?
I was raised by his grandmother. I was adopted, so
Okay, so
that's kind of how we like grew up
practically
together,
brothers.
basically as brothers. Yeah. So yeah, I've known him since he was very little.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a little older than him by probably a few years, but yeah.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about your previous tournaments then. I thought I would dredge up some ancient history here first and talk about the first tag tournament. For those who didn't watch that one, you guys finished in second in that tournament. You actually lost to Reborn Guinan and his then partner Murder Mastodon in that one.
Hmm.
Throughout that tournament, what would you say was your favorite matchup?
We were just
Specifically
talking
with
about
them.
that.
It could be with somebody you played, or it could just be another match that you watched.
Well, we talked
Okay, I'll
about
let
it.
Zex take it first. Yeah.
Yeah, we just talked about that before the interview, and I was gonna say the Reborn and Gaijin, actually, sorry, Reborn and Murder, but we thought back, and it was actually the first match, which was Esper and Evo, where we almost lost because we went 2 losses right in the beginning of that, and then we came back. So that was close. So it was a challenge.
Yeah, I remember that was a really interesting one because you guys came in with all the synergy and preparation, and Esper and Evo were this brand new team, and we weren't really sure what to expect out of them.
Oh
Yeah,
we
the
definitely
one
didn't
thing is
expect
that
combo.
yeah, and then that's probably the day when we started adding a bunch of turbulences and return to natures and all that stuff just to get rid of like any sort of jank like that. So it kind of originated from that match.
So what you're
Going
saying is
forward.
I can blame Esper and Evolution for the current meta. Is that
You
what you're
can.
saying?
They sparked it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they sparked
I would
that
say
change.
so. They sparked it.
All right.
Had
Well,
to change it up.
as a community, I vote we ostracize them because they ruined it for everyone. But I guess enough of the. Oh wait, Xanxus, did you say what your favorite match was? I don't think we did.
No,
that.
we kind of agreed that was
Oh, okay, so it
our
was an
unanimous
agreement.
choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I guess enough of the ancient history then. Let's talk about the second tag tournament, which is the main reason that we're here for this interview. You guys won this one. What does that mean to you guys?
When you prepare and you actually study the play style of your opponents, you'll get better results, way better results. You'll be more prepared to take on anything, basically. And that's what we showed in this tag tournament. The first time, the first interaction that we had with them, they beat us. There was a little bit of miscommunication there and some tilt and, some slip-ups. But definitely after that match, we made many adjustments and we just added it to what we already have, what we were already comfortable with, and just both implemented those strategies against jank and the meta, the current meta.
Yeah, it's
We had to
basically
we had to be a part of that meta and counter it.
yeah, especially the amount of times that I used to always get pinned against Reborn. I've played them in the 1v1, I've played them in the tag tournament several times. So after so long of playing with someone like that, like I started noticing trends, and even that he would always end up wearing me down because I'm a huge attacker in this game. I pack more attacks in this game than probably everybody. I might run like 2 shields. So every time I play him, he just grinds me down, just erases all my attacks and everything. So I had to learn a way around that, and that's where the Judge of Ares came into play. We were packing probably like 4 of those things. So
Yeah, I noticed that seemed really targeted at Guinan, and it was very effective when we saw you guys do that. And so I guess kind of going back to that, would you say that the preparation then was the big part you felt like making the difference for this tournament?
definitely.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
this is one of the
yeah.
very few times where, we came into play and thought bit by bit. We coordinated our arsenals together because a lot of the tag team tournament previously, we were running whatever arsenal. We never told each other what arsenals we were running. So we recently started coordinating a few of them that work together, and I think that's made a huge difference.
Yeah. I have to say this though, based on the meta changing, going the direction of, erasing and maybe a few vicious balances, hanging. That's what made us really change our gameplay and change everything up. We just had to be able to counter it and combat those types of things. So that's what really did it for us. What sparked it was Esper, but the whole meta changing that way towards that direction is what made us really change our style.
Interesting. I still choose to blame Esper. But interesting. I like it. So I guess who would you say in this past tournament? I guess we've talked enough about Reborn, at least for now. I guess aside from Reborn, who would you say were your most challenging opponents?
Man, that's a good one. The most challenging. For just this tournament, you're saying, right?
Yeah.
It's hard, man. It's
For
I
me,
don't-
for me personally, I would say it was you, Brigin, like your team, whether it was PDC.
I was thinking that too, to be
Yeah,
honest. I couldn't
whether
think
it
of
was
anybody else
PDC or
besides Reborn.
Monkey, you were probably the toughest one. You could go both ways. You were good at battling normally, and then you were also good at Jinx. So there was never ever a way we could tell what you were gonna do. So we were always, is he gonna do something else? Is he gonna fight us? So
Yeah.
you were always throwing us off. Like every time I'm like, I don't know what he's gonna do, but that for me was it. So
Okay, I was gonna say maybe just breaking on Palace.
Yeah, that was actually,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. That's what made me, this is what's making me decide whether if it was your team or Murder and Jay, because how they, they took a few wins off of us actually, and it made it that much more challenging. But yours and the Palace is just making me think, wow, man, that crazy start you guys had, it just had us on our toes until you just took us down.
yeah, I don't think I've ever. If you probably can look at any footage from any round I've ever had, and I don't think I've ever gone down so fast in my life. So
That was the fastest, one of the fastest, yeah, one of the quickest
Oh, God.
Palace matches.
That's true.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't usually see matches that fast towards the end of the
no,
tournament.
dude.
Definitely. So I would have to say, yeah, I'm leaning more towards your team, Bregan.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate the respect given there.
No problem. Also,
Ne-
because you beat Doom twice, I just have to say that. I mean,
No, I hate him because of that. I hate him because of that. So.
it was fun to watch as well, but I was like, man, wow, he did it twice, man. That's great.
Yeah,
Must
yeah,
feel
that
great,
felt really good personally. But we are here
It
to talk
hurt me
about
every time.
We're here to talk about you guys. So
Right. Okay.
who would you say? We already did that one. What was your favorite match? It could be one that you played in, or one that you watched from this past tournament.
Any match?
Yeah, any match.
Any match? I really have to say the Doom one. The Doom versus anybody, actually.
I was
Well,
gonna
no,
say
I
you
can't say
can't-
anybody. But yours, the one where you
I
guys
knew it.
just took it the first time, and that reaction at the end, that just made
the
it.
6 game
He
series.
loved your reaction at the end.
Yeah, that
man.
was the best. That was very entertaining to watch. There was many other. It's a hard decision to make, but I'd have to make that one because I loved watching the other matches. But yes, it'd have to be the Doom and you.
Personally, that one did feel good. What about you? What about you, Xanxus?
Damn it, he stole mine. So
Hey, you
I
guys
would
got-
have to say the Doom and Reborn could have been one.
that one was a
also.
fun series too.
Yeah, it's basically
It's like a back and forth, right?
exactly, it was back and forth. So they were gonna fight each other again. So I was like, oh man, this could go either way. So
Yeah, that was a really fun series. I really enjoyed getting to cast that one. At the very outset, it was a lot of fourth and not a whole lot of back, but then Guinan and Math were able to kind of bring it back around. Weren't able to close out the series.
Oh yeah, that was unfortunate.
Well, I guess it depends on which one you're talking about. If you're talking about the first one, or if you're talking about the semifinals, because they did beat them in the semis.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I thought Doom was gonna take it from them, to be honest, but it didn't go that way.
Yeah, it was.
Because of I thought maybe they would avenge their previous loss. So, and then he had a different partner. So I just thought it was gonna be different, but
Yeah.
Nope.
So I think this next question is probably going to be a bit obvious, as we've talked about it a couple of times, but I guess we'll ask it and allow you to elaborate on it anyway. What team have you guys not gotten to play that you wish you had?
I think
that's
everybody already
easy.
knows that. Yeah.
the Doom one. We wanted to fight Doom since the first tournament and never got to do it.
Avoided them
Never
2
got to.
tournaments in a row.
Yeah. Some may call it lucky, some may call it unlucky. As a viewer, I call it unlucky that we haven't gotten to see it. But
Yeah.
I guess watching him this tournament, the top 4 was really competitive. Nobody in the top 4 made it through without a loss. How do you guys feel like you would have matched up against Doom and Kanye as his partner this time?
Zexxus, you can go first.
I don't know. Are we gonna ever fight them again? Are they gonna be?
That's what I'm wondering.
Anymore? Can I say? So
Go
my
full
game
trash talk.
plan.
Bring it on.
Yeah. So no. Well, it's not trash talk, but we were planning our strategy around fighting them was gonna be. I was gonna have Zexxus try to stay on Doom constantly throughout the game, just kind of keeping his focus on him. And I was going to try to take on Kanye, so make it a 1v1 situation instead and try to isolate them both. Was going to be our game plan if we did fight them originally, but it never did happen. So
Yeah, mine was more of a Dragon Slayer tactic because as we all know, Doom is just really great at blocking things. You know, not only walking around things and taking cover behind objects, but that was my strategy, was the whole Dragon Slayer backdraft combo because he is a jumper. So anything that can make him jump and land on the floor, you know, dazzle him, decoy him, that was my plan for Doom.
Yeah, he's interesting. I mean, he'll run just 3 Psycho Shells. You know, most of the people, they'll put like a changed course, a Psycho Shell, and then maybe a shield from whatever other Arsenal school they're running. But he'll just run 3 Psycho Shells, just straight up.
Yeah.
I do gotta admit that defense is I mean it can activate so quickly, can dodge any move, like block basically everything. So
Oh no, it's definitely an A tier defense. It's very good. So I guess still, what would your predictions be? Like if you were to predict
against them fighting,
if you were playing Doom and Kanye, say before, because there was definitely a little bit of a demoralization factor, I would say, going a little bit later after some of their losses. But say you had to play them in the group stage when they're still hot. What's your prediction? Say you play them right in the middle of the groups.
I know I just said this about my tactic that I had for them, but now that we, you know, based on what we used on Reborn and Math, I think we'd have a really very high chance of just taking it. I mean, I know Doom is great, and Kanye's not that bad at all. You know, he has a little bit more improvement in my own opinion.
There's your soundbite from this interview. Kanye not that bad.
He's you know, he's, all I'm gonna say is that he just needs more improvement. That's all I gotta say about him. He's not too bad, but yeah, I think we would have taken it. They probably would have taken a loss. I'm going to give them that. Taken a loss. We would have taken a loss at least. But based on how things have been going, like our arsenals have been working very well since the changes we've made. So yeah, high probability of us winning against them.
Yeah. Another thing I would say is that would have made a huge difference is the how me and Zex synergize together and play tag team. We always have each other's back. We know what attack we're going to use. If I hear something, that's my cue to actually attack right after because I know he's going to fake out. So for us, our synergy, I think, would have beaten out their individual play. You know, if we're getting hit by lasers, me and Zex know automatically what we do. I know what he's going to do. I know what I'm going to do. So I think it's just that also. We just have more experience playing together. And even if we're in the toughest of situations, you know, we've got something, we're thinking about something we're going to do to clutch it. So
yeah, the experience. So many situations we've been in, so much pressure that we've just gone through it over and over again that we know what to do.
I like it. Definitely have everyone and well having the confidence going into that. And so I guess given that we've talked a lot about this tournament, what are some of your plans for the next tournament? For the tag tournament?
What are Arsenal plans?
Well, not necessarily Arsenal plans. Are you still gonna? I'm assuming you guys are still gonna play together. Anything special that you guys are gonna do?
I guess that would have to depend on, you know, since now, you know, from now till then, when that does start again, we just have to get a feel for how the meta is going, and if it stays the same, you know, we might make a few changes. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. I guess that would have to do with, you know, how everyone's playing, how their style is changing. We just adapt to it.
I guess anybody who is hoping to manage to snag one of you guys for the next tournament is collectively a little more depressed now.
There have been slip-ups, you know, we've made our mistakes. But yeah, we're constantly just thinking about everything, every possibility that can happen in these matches, and we're just thinking of all the counters for them.
So I guess just an interest question to build on that. Is there ever a future tag tournament where you guys decide to split up?
I can see that happening.
Take down each other?
Yeah, I can see that happening because I know that everyone wants to see that. So I'll do
Well,
it for, for everyone's entertainment. It would be cool to do.
Let's take it
I think
one.
they
Let's
wanna
take
see
it
us
one
both
step
fight.
further. Then, if you guys had to split up, or if you'd chosen to split up in order to take down the other, and you had your pick of anybody else in the Phantom Dust, amateur pro
Oh
scene,
man.
who do
That's
you
a
each
tough
pick?
question.
You're gonna ask us that now? That's interesting. I
Yeah.
have a lot of people that I mesh well with. Um,
He
I'd have to
plays more than
say
I do, so he
I've
he
had
gets
to
to play a lot of
say
people.
I could make a list right now. A few. Kamikaze Mario, he's great to play with.
Oh,
Gun
I
Phantom,
want. I want one. I want the
great.
guy. I want to know who's the guy that you
Um,
go for.
I think it might be Kamikaze.
Yeah,
I've
it'd
watched
have to be
footage of them playing, and I
Yeah.
have to say they play really well together.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say Gun Phantom, but I haven't played enough matches with him. I've played more with Mario, but Gun Phantom is awesome as well. But yeah, it'd have to be Mario for me.
Kamikaze Mario. And what about you, Xanxus? Who would you go with then?
Uh, Damn, I've never thought of it because I never thought we'd be splitting up tag teams. So, let me see. Maybe try maybe keep the same double cartwheel trend going and do Mr. Math.
Mr. Math.
Interesting.
Okay, so we're talking a little bit about some of these hypothetical players, and we've also talked a little bit about this rivalry you've had with Guinan, Xanxus. And I was going to ask, give me your thoughts on that rivalry, how it started, what you think of it.
Oh, I apologize. My headset died there. I didn't hear the question.
I was saying, give me your thoughts on your rivalry with Guinan. What you think about it, how it started.
Oh, I mean, I don't know how it started. I guess it started because we were always constantly getting pinned against each other. Constantly. We were double cartwheelers. I don't know if it had anything to do with us having the same reborn name during the beginning either. So, yeah.
It's fate.
I have no idea how it started. So somehow the videos started advertising as a rivalry, so it became.
No, I also want to add that it did start with the first tournament.
You mean the first 1v1 or the first tag tournament?
Both actually. The 1v1 was mentioned a lot by him, and
That
when we
first
actually-
1v1, Guinan lost to him 0-3, and I do remember he was pretty
Oh,
salty
to
about that.
Xanxus?
Yeah. In
Oh,
the,
I forgot about
in the
that.
first
I forgot
round of
about
the
that
very
one.
first 1v1 tournament, Xanxus took down
Ah.
Guinan 3-0.
I forgot about that, so I guess that would play a part in it. But I also think it was when we first fought each other in the first tournament, how we went. Was it a 3-0? I'm not sure. I think they won one. I forgot how that happened.
They lost 3-2, and then they came back, and I think they beat you guys once or twice after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was also played a part in it, though. But mostly the 1v1.
Well, what about you, Zexxus? We always talk about the Xanxus Guinan rivalry, and then you're always there alongside it. Is there anyone that you have that you kind of consider a rival yourself?
I'm interested to hear this too.
For me, I don't do as many 1v1s as I should. But Xanxus has seen my 1v1s, and I think I would have to say I talked about this with him before, and I want a revenge matches against Ebony and Savage. So I think Ebony is like my next target.
Okay, so maybe not a rival, but a target. I'll take that.
Yes, he's my next target because of the way certain matches went down when I've had someone that wasn't Xanxus.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, that's who it would be for me.
Ebony going down by Zexxus.
So I guess
yeah.
talking of 1v1 and the upcoming 1v1 tournament, which starts here in a few days, you guys have any teasers on what we might see if you two end up playing each other?
A brawl.
Oh yeah, I would say that
I don't think
because
there's gonna be
we don't
any
really
hanging
use
involved.
jank. Yeah, we don't. I don't know. I can't see that happening against each other. But
It's a golden rule against each other. Yeah, so you guys are gonna see a brawl nonstop.
a lot of fake outs, a lot of canceling, and just
Okay.
get a feel for each other. It's gonna be
Interesting.
entertaining to watch, definitely.
Yeah, it is.
So High level gameplay from two good players.
I'll be excited to see it. I think that's one that a lot of people will be really hyped to see. For you guys, what players are you really hyped to play against, or maybe there's a matchup excluding yourselves that you'd be really hyped to see?
That's cool.
I would personally say, since I fought Reborn so much, if Reborn were to join the 1v1, I would like to see Reborn versus Zexxus. See how he does.
The call out.
Wow. I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't expect that one.
If you're
Oh, yeah.
listening, Reborn, if you're listening, guys.
Are we only talking about 1v1s who we'd want to see, or also
Yeah, we're talking about in the 1v1.
1v1 Gun Phantom
I don't
versus
think he signed up
Reborn.
either.
No, he didn't sign up. I'd like to see him in action.
Okay, well,
on the
I'm
1v1s.
gonna assign you guys that task to get Gun Phantom in the 1v1 then.
Yeah, I really do think so. He should be in there.
Yeah, Gun Phantom's a great player. It'd be a lot of fun to watch him in the 1v1. So I guess that does kind of wrap us up for all the questions I had for you guys. Do you have any last words, or if you don't have any last words, something that you would say to your first round opponents of 1v1?
Zexxus,
Definitely
I'm
study.
coming after
Just oh, for the 1v1, right? Okay,
Yeah.
well, I guess they just better study very well to counter. I mean, they're not gonna expect much jank from me, but they just better be ready for those fake outs.
What about you, Xanxus?
I don't know. I honestly would just want to have one match against Zexxus because I haven't played him one-on-one in a while. We haven't played since we were kids one-on-one. So I'm always seeing his level of gameplay, and a lot of people may not be seeing it because it's always from my point of view, but there's a lot of stuff he does in the background that's crazy that he's doing. His dodging, his revives. Like, I've got to say, he's one of the best revivers. Him and Math. He could. I think Nathan said this before. I mean, the situation could look hopeless with zero. He has 1 health, and somehow he'll still pick me up cross map. Without even taking 1 damage. So there's stuff like that I want to see that against him. Like, he can't revive someone, but those dodging skills against my offense. So it's just going to be crazy. Like, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I guess that wraps us up for Scraps of Memories. Thanks again, Xanxus and Zexxus, for being here. It gave us a little bit more long form having 2 people being interviewed, but it's been a great time. Really appreciate having you guys as guests.
Yeah, thanks for having us. This was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, we'll catch everyone next time. Take care.